Hello everyone and welcome to this wonderful spooky month. It's actually my favorite month of the year, and as I did last year, I have something very special planned for this month, and it's starting today. I will have 31 days of fall and Halloween themed stories that I will read to you. Most of them will be one-shots, some will be two-shots, so really short stories, and there will be various pairings, Drarry, Dramini, but also some rarer pairings, some Wolfstar will be in there. And I'm really excited to share this with you, and I really hope you stay along for the ride. Hit that subscribe button and that like button so you don't miss anything that's coming for the next month. And I hope you're as excited as I am to get this started, so let's waste no further time and get into it. It's the Great Pumpkin, Harry Potter, by Peachypety. Summary. Harry and Draco visit a pumpkin patch to await the arrival of the Great Pumpkin. Harry bypassed the rickety gate, continuing down to the hardened dirt path riddled with fallen leaves. Draco pauses to inspect the sign propped against the leering jack-o'-lantern, glowing ghostly white in the moonlight, big orange letters demarking the pumpkin patch. "You need no glasses, Potter. You've missed the entrance." Harry turns around, walking backward but continuing ahead. "It's not considered sneaking in if we waltz through the gate." Draco hurries to catch up. "I cannot believe we're sneaking into a pumpkin patch in the middle of the night. It's my first Muggle Halloween. We could be out trick-streeting." Harry suppresses a smile and Draco huffs, his breath condensing in the cold night air. "I wanted candy," he pouts, frowning. "And I have a fabulous costume." He looks so adorably grumpy. Harry has to stuff his hand into his jeans pocket to keep from grabbing him and snogging that pout right off his handsome face, an act he's pondered at great length since 8th year commenced, in vivid detail. In the privacy of his bed curtains, locked down with silencing charms. As it is, he can't help but lean over and bump into Draco's shoulder. "So why aren't you out trick-streeting?" "I'm intrigued by this great pumpkin," Draco air-quotes. "Hermione has quite limited information about this strange Muggle legend, which, by the way, you should know all about. You were raised by Muggles." Harry shrugs. "The Dursleys weren't once to celebrate Halloween." He puffs up his chest and says gruffly, "A pagan holiday reserved for heathens." He chuckles. "They still bought Dudley all the candy, though. But none for you." Draco scowls and sends a rock skittering to thump of a pumpkin with a swift kick. "Ah!" Harry clutches his chest dramatically, despite his heart tapping against his fingertips. "I didn't know you cared, Malfoy." Draco gives Harry a light shove, ears pinking. "I don't. I think," Harry says, "you just wanted to be alone with me in a pumpkin patch in the moonlight." Draco shoves Harry harder, and Harry stumbles over his feet, laughing. The low fence is easily hopped, and Harry weaves his way through the gourds, their wide leaves dampening the legs of his jeans as he brushes past. Draco carefully picks his path beside Harry. He wrinkles his nose at the pumpkins. "I don't see what's so special about these pumpkins so as to lure this pumpkin legend." Hermione insisted that the pumpkin patch be sincere, whatever that means, and this one apparently fit the bill. Draco snorts. "Honestly, Harry, this all sounds like something Mother would make up for me as a Halloween bedtime story. I mean, a benevolent pumpkin flying through the air distributing toys and candy to good little boys and girls." Harry had to admit it was suspect in retrospect, especially considering Ron, Pansy, and Theo, purebloods all, had supported Hermione's story with the head nods and encouraging smiles. Up ahead, Harry spots a clearing glowing dimly. He points. "There!" He approaches and pauses, staring. An area had been cleared of pumpkins and foliage and outlined in candles hovering low around the perimeter. A plush blanket had been laid down and pillows were strewn in suggestive piles. A basket tied with a big purple ribbon emblazoned with the Hogwarts crest sits protected in a stasis spell. Harry grits his teeth, cheeks burning, and quickly scans the pumpkin patch. If he sees even a tuft of red or rouge frizzy curl, he will not hesitate to hex them into the next week. "Bloody hell," Draco mutters, stepping up to Harry's elbow. Harry's heart leaps up into his throat. "I can explain. This isn't what—" Draco starts. They stare at each other for a beat. Harry laughs and Draco scrubs the back of his head. "You think our friends are trying to tell us something?" he asks, lifting his brows. "I've got something to tell them," Harry says. "They can bloody well sod off," he yells into the darkness. Draco's eyes go wide. "You think they're out there?" Harry looks at Draco dubiously and Draco concedes with a nod. "Fair point." He grins mischievously, eyes glinting. "Let's fuck with them, then." A thrill zips up Harry's spine. "Whoa. Oh, Harry!" Draco moans loudly, and fuck if the muscle at the base of Harry's spine don't melt. "You big, bumbling wizard." "Hey," Harry murmurs out of the corner of his mouth. "With your tousled bat head and gorgeous smile, take my hand and gaze into my soul with your glistening green orbs." "Orbs?" Harry smothers a snigger with a fist. "Wait, you think my smile is gorgeous?" Draco rolls his eyes and indicates his offered hand with the tip of his head. "Take my hand, you idiot." Harry stares at Draco's offering, and suddenly he's 11, newly magical, fresh off the boat at Hogwarts, rejecting a young blonde boy with pretty grey eyes. Draco's brows knit together with the realization, the spark in his eyes dimming, already withdrawing his offer. Harry reaches out and grabs Draco's hand, pressing their palms together and lacing their fingers. Harry rubs his thumb over smooth, dry skin and cold knuckles. Draco's fingers curl, tightening their grasp. Their magic sparks at their fingertips, buzzing and glowing. "Your hands are cold," Harry says softly. He lifts their clasped hands to his mouth, cradling them with his free hand and exhaling warmth against them, lips brushing chilled skin. "Your lips are colder," Draco nods breathlessly. "Warm them up for me." Harry blurts, stomach swooping. For a friend's benefit, of course." He rambles, embarrassment prickling his skin. "You know, the ones who set this up and are lurking." Draco tugs Harry into him, aligning their lips, a hair's breadth between them. He exhales softly, his breath a warm whisper. "I did want to be alone with you in the moonlight." Harry grins and leans in. A loud crack snaps in the pumpkins nearby. Draco and Harry turn towards the noise and alarm, leveling their wands at a shadowed form rising out of the pumpkin patch, head bulbous and wobbling. Harry's magic ignites in his core and bursts from his wand at the same moment Draco's magic crackles around them, a protective shield. The intruder explodes in a flurry of magic. Bits of pumpkin seeds, innards, and chunks rain down around them. "Bloody hell!" Ron cries from somewhere off to the left. "Cease fire! Cease fire!" Pansy yells. Harry laughs, wiping pumpkin shrapnel from his cheek and glancing down at his hand still clasped with Draco's. He lifts his gaze. Draco staring at him, eyes gleaming, chest heaving. They lunge together, lips crashing, hands clutching at hair and hips. Magic arcs between them, bright and bold and intense, nearly taking Harry out at the knees. "Fuck!" Harry gasps, pressing his forehead to Draco's when they part for breath. "Fuck indeed!" Pansy drawls, standing at the edge of the clearing with hands on hips. Ron, Hermione, and Theo approach from the darkness behind her. "You killed the great pumpkin," Hermione exclaimed, surveying the pumpkin casualty with Ron. "Poor pumpkin," she says sadly. "Wicked," Ron grins. "That was brilliant," Theo gushes. "With your magic combined, the pumpkin just—" He gestures an explosion with his hand. "Well," Draco smirks, "you've heard about the fury of a woman scorned. That's nothing compared to the fury of a Malfoy who's been cheated out of trick-treating." "I don't know," Harry says, drawing Draco back into his embrace. "This particular trick has got me the best treat." The end. Thank you for listening to this first wonderful story by Peachypety. As I mentioned, the next story will already be out tomorrow with a different ship, not a Drarry, but the next Drarry will come really soon, so don't be disappointed that I mix it up a bit for this wonderful month of Spooktober. I really hope to hear you all soon.